Hey guys, Mike Piccolo here, Caliber Real Estate. I am here with Zack Lazo, founding partner and designated broker for Caliber. And we're going to do a market update together, right?
Awesome, yep, let's do it.
Absolutely, let's go. What are we seeing in today's market as compared to maybe even just a few months ago?
Man, so yes, if you've been out there in the marketplace, if you had your place, had your house on the market, you've definitely seen some things slow down. And I think more than anything else, this summer has been a great one for a lot of people. A lot of people have been on vacation, and from that, just has not been a whole lot of activity out there. And so I think, what we've been saying over here is pretty much 15, 20 days on market is kind of like your new 5 to 7 days on market. We're not panicking at all. We just know that just as far as buyer urgency goes, there's just not a whole lot of buyer urgency, but there also isn't a ton of inventory like everyone may be thinking. So there's not a ton of houses to choose from. It's just that urgency level. So what I would say is over the last 2 weeks, I would say buyers have definitely been picking up the pace a little bit. Listings have been going pending. So I think it's good. I think a lot of people have just been on that summer lull, and they've just been enjoying themselves, but I think they're back at it.
Okay, so that kind of goes into my next question, which was, do you feel like this is just kind of a typical seasonal adjustment, or is this kind of that big market shift?
The sky is falling, everyone.
The sky is falling.
The sky is falling. Get your canned foods now because you're going to need it. No, I think if you were to look back over the last 10 years, typically speaking, July and August are always going to be our slower months. Just everyone's on vacation. June of this year, I would say this was kind of an exception because June is typically a busier month for us real estate agents, especially if we're selling houses on the listing side. I think that just the summer lull started a little bit earlier this year, but I view it more as a seasonal thing.
Okay.
And there's some other factors as well that that I'm sure we can spend hours talking about. I'm not sure if you have any questions on that, but I'd love to touch on where I feel the market's going.
Yeah, absolutely. Why don't you go for that?
So, look at the economy. So, let's look at the cost of money, which is first and foremost, how much is it going to cost you to purchase a house? And so right now, historically, we have some really, really cheap money. Interest rates are great. Look to your local lenders out there that you trust. There's still some great interest rates, so affordability is good. But when we look at the economy, let's look at how many companies that we've brought into our marketplace since 2013. It is astronomical. If you've been downtown, you may have heard of a little company called Amazon. Mm-hmm. They employ quite a few people. They actually take up more than 40 office spaces combined. I think actually we had somebody come into Caliber and do a market class, and
JLL, right?
Yep. JLL and a great guy from Chicago Title, and they occupy by far the most office space in our market area. 19% of all office spaces is leased out or occupied by Amazon. More than 20 other companies combined in second place. So we have a ton of jobs. And I would say that even beyond Amazon, we have the Facebook, we have Google, we have all the supporting companies for them. Then we have Expedia, we have Microsoft, expanding over 2 million square feet and doing a complete renovation of their campus area to try to attract more people. So I feel great about our market. I just think we're in kind of a summer lull right now.
What does the market mean right now for maybe a buyer in the market? I mean, what advice would you give them?
If you're a buyer's agent, this is the time to strike now. Get your buyers off the fence. Remind them that hey, we have this summer lull. This is our time. This is our opportunity to get our offer under contract. You're not dealing with 10 other competing offers, and maybe you're dealing with one other potentially interested party who is not super urgent to strike this hour. They might be like, I've heard more times than I ever have before is, I love your house, there's no negative feedback. We're gonna check out a couple more houses and get back to you, right? But if you're working with a buyer that knows what they like, it checks all the boxes, strike now, offer a little low, you can do it.
So Zach, why would someone want to work with a Caliber agent over maybe a big brand or a discount broker or something like that?
Because Caliber's awesome, man. No, I think for me, I think when you're a client and you're thinking of working with someone, I think you really have to evaluate what is that someone, what is that professional bringing to the table?
Right.
Right, and I think I don't want to knock the big brands because I think that a lot of the big brands, they have some excellent stuff to offer as far as like the client experience goes, the warm and fuzzies, They're going to know exactly what cookie to put in that oven to make their open houses, smell amazing.
Right.
But I think what's really important for a client nowadays is what value do you bring to the table? What you can offer great client experience and great customer service, which I think is great. At Caliber, we would say, hey, that's your prerequisite. That's your baseline. We should expect that you're going to give amazing customer service. That's great. But what else can you bring to the table? So at Caliber, we would say, because we have our investor roots, we know that in a down market, because we've been there, we know that what things you need to do as a seller to actually get yours to be the house that sells, right? When everything else is sitting on the market, 100 days on market, how can we, engineer your house to actually be the one that gets sold? And if you're on the buying side, because of our investor roots, I can't tell you how many buyers when the inventory, is medium or even picks up, or even if it's low inventory, a buyer walks in and says, I don't like the color of that paint on the wall, or the carpet smells, let's move on. Even though it checked 9 out of the 10 boxes that they absolutely needed to have for their choice. So if you're working with a Caliber agent, they're going to be trained on, well, hey, I have this great painter. I know exactly what it costs to knock down this wall to have a little bit more of an open concept. So I think you're just going to get a lot more knowledge based and a lot more tools in a tool belt from a Caliber agent than you would with a big brand. Important to have a good agent like Michael to kind of crack that code.
If I gave you $1 million to invest in residential real estate right now, what city or area would you focus on?
What city or area? $1 million.
$1 million, man. It's not a lot.
$10 million? I mean, I would love to have $10 million invest.
You could up it a little bit.
$1 million. So if I were looking at areas of growth, I love is there's 2 areas in particular. I love Linwood. You got 405 and I-5 buttoned together. You got 99 coming through there. You have a ton of park and rides already there. You have light rail stations already penciled to be there in that area. You have wide streets. You have upzoning that's occurring all up and down 196. And I just think that that's going to be a great area for growth, and it's just not too far away from Seattle. I love Linwood from that aspect, and it has so many different amenities for someone who has a family to live there. I mean, you can find anything within a 5-minute drive if you're in Linwood. The second area I would pick, I'm a Tacoma guy myself. Hilltop area was not an area that you drove through when I lived there. That was an area that if you're at a red light, you left some room between you and that front car because you might need to speed away and plan a quick getaway. But I love the Hilltop area of Tacoma. I think that the downtown area, there's going to be pressure for companies to go somewhere else.
What is the one tip you would give to somebody who wants to become a real estate investor, a rookie, somebody who's never done it before? I know you've probably experienced a lot of ups and downs, man, and a lot of great learning experience as well. So,
for sure.
What would be the one thing you would?
I would say get with somebody who's involved, who knows their stuff. It's like the shameless plug is like, hey, come to Caliber. We'll teach you how to be a great investor. Link yourself up with a great agent like Michael, who's already plugged themselves into knowing about how to invest in real estate. But I think accelerate your learning. That's like number one. Just
kind of a bonus question. Yeah. What's one thing that a lot of people don't know about you? Something.
Actually, one thing that a lot of people don't know is I happen to be an identical twin. So literally, if he was wearing the same shirt right now, and we switched places, you would never know.
That close.
Yeah.
Huh?
Yeah. So I mean, people all the time. I mean, I remember one time he walked into our office and he was wearing a suit. I never wear suits, and everyone thought he was me.
Wow.
So yeah,
started firing people left and right.
Yeah, I mean, I'm the nice guy. Right,
so that would be out of character.
Yeah, that'd be out of character. Yeah.
Yeah, my wife's actually an identical twin as well. So
nice.
We run into that, and she gets hugged at the grocery store, and she's like, okay.
Yeah.
And, they think of it someone else.
In college, I would get dirty looks from girls because he was the extrovert. So if someone's gonna be the evil twin, I think he was the evil twin. So that was like I'd walk through campus, and these girls are like, give me the dirty eye. I was like, hey, it wasn't me.
Nice. All right, well, thanks, Zach. I appreciate your time, man. This is some great information for everyone out there, and hopefully we can do it again soon.
Yeah, sounds good,
appreciate
man.
Appreciate it. Thank you, man.
Yeah.